And nope, you just picked up your phone, so no, it looks good. My version of YouTube looks fine. I will like when I expand the screen, it looks like shit, but when I leave it down low, it doesn't. So I don't know. Again, this was kind of a throw together in the air type thing, but like I said, my plan with it is just sit around and tell stories and have a good time and laugh. Maybe have some drinks, smoke a couple cigarettes. We're in the state of Indiana, so nothing else can happen. So, but yeah, again, thanks to our non-paid sponsor, Modelo.
You're killing me.
Why?
Anheuser-Busch pays my paychecks, bud.
And no, that's true. Yeah. Let's not talk about our real jobs and stuff. Though it's probably good to leave out, at least for me, anyways.
Oh.
It feels nice in here, though. It got warm. It was cold.
I look angelic.
You look angelic.
Yeah.
He does look a little angelic.
That's great. We'll just leave it there.
I don't think I like the light.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think you're angelic.
It's fucking bullshit.
I can't see.
A couple.
A couple cigarettes. Hey, only 72 of them, Ryan. That is one thing on TikTok that you can't do. So you can play music on TikTok, but you can't smoke cigarettes in camera's view. They will boot you for that.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
You can't drink liquor in front of a
Camera
live.
view.
Now you can do your TikToks however you want, right? But in live, no smoking, no drinking, no cussing. Like it's highly regulated. It's crazy.
Except for the fact that you can play music and they're not going to get you for copyright.
Right. It's ridiculous. I got kicked off live I don't know how many times for doing or saying weird words like, the normal words we use for little people.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though I call all children midgets. That's just the way it is. I was literally talking
Now
about
we'll just
child.
see if YouTube.
All right. I'm not monetized anyways, so what are they going to do? You know what I mean? I don't understand what they're going to do if I'm not monetized.
We're doomed if we can't say the word midget because
Right.
I'm all about that shit.
That's true. So if you see me glancing off the camera and looking up or whatever, or Chris doing the same thing, it's just we're trying to pay attention how things are working. So we know how to do this in the future when we actually decide to have guests and people over and start talking and conversing.
And trying to watch the chat.
Right.
I'm watching it on my cell phone, so
We'll get to the point once we know how everything's working that we won't be doing that, but for right now, it's a learning curve, and we're trying to get some things figured out.
we may need to get another TV just for the chat.
Right. You mean this?
It's getting a little silly now.
You mean this?
Yeah.
How about we swaps? How about we do swapsies? Okay. What has happened to my?
You're gonna swap it and you're gonna mess shit up.
It's what it looks like.
Yeah. There it went.
That is definitely.
Now it's coming over.
All right, so I got it down there. Perfect. Let's get this guy set up over here. How's about that? Is that better?
There you go.
Now you can see the chat.
Now you're looking at the chat and you're seeing the.
Right. But I can see the chat
You're
out
kinda
of the corner.
looking at the
This way,
camera.
I can look at the camera and
Right.
still see the chat coming out. So that's not a bad idea.
Okay, so I'll close this.
And then I got my settings down here in front of me, and then a big ass blank screen.
So I don't look like I'm just.
Still don't know why AI tracking quit working, but it is what it is. Oh, you don't think it's hard watching it, but when you go to do it, got no idea what the hell you're doing. That is absolutely right. Like we've had I don't know how many different conversations on how this is going to go, and then show up. They don't know what the fuck we're doing.
No clue.
No idea. Have nothing planned. There was no, I know we planned on, with Matt here, him telling stories about the dumb shit that I've done. If Ryan, who's in chat, was here, he could tell you some of the dumb shit that I've done. And, matter of fact, we might just tell that Columbus story. How's about that, Ryan? So
this might be one I haven't heard. So
this is probably one you haven't heard, Chris. So, God, we were just talking about this week. 2016, 2017, I think it was. We were down in Columbus, Ohio for a bike show. I used to build bikes with a company called Joker Cycle Works. He was a good friend of mine. Still is a friend of mine. I was actually married to his sister for some time. But anyways, we're down in Columbus, Ohio, partying. And we're at some bars, bar hopping. We went and seen, I don't think that night was the night that we went and seen Whitey Morgan and Cody Jinks, but I think it was about the same time frame. And so anyways, we're out bar hopping, having a good time. Shit starts getting weird at this bar, right? And I drink Jim Beam Diet Coke. So I'm drinking Jim Beams and Diet Cokes. Well, the bartender decides to leave the fucking bottle of Beam on the bar, right? And shit's breaking out, and everybody's leaving the bar. So I grab that bottle of Jim Beam and shove it inside my coat pocket. And I go outside, and Ryan, he comes walking up, and he's like, don't let anybody see that. I'm like, it's like the head's poking out of my jacket, right? He's like, don't let anybody see that. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm like, I ain't scared. So I grab that bottle and start slamming it, right? And all of a sudden, owner of the bar, hey, you, police, hey, you, come here. And then so the next thing I know, and at this time, like the liquor's kicking in, and I'm starting to like not remember everything that's happening. But I do remember being put in handcuffs, right? I got put in handcuffs. So I'm sitting in front of this bar with fucking 150 people staring at me with handcuffs on. And I just look at the cop and I'm like, dude, what's it going to take to get out of these fucking handcuffs? And the owner of the bar's like, the price of that bottle, $600.
how much?
Me, I'm like, there's no way a bottle of Jim Beam is $600 at the fucking bar.
Oh, yeah.
Chris's family used to own a bar, so
Yeah.
indulge me. What an actual bar bottle costs.
Yeah, it's
I know it's more than a
Maybe.
regular bottle, but
yeah. Well, I mean, compared to what you go and buy for at the store, it's maybe 2/3 of that price.
right.
Maybe.
Okay.
So it's less than what you can buy it at any store.
Yeah, and maybe it was $300. I don't remember. It was a high number, right?
He's counting how much money he makes
Right.
per shot off of the bottle. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it was a high number, and so I'm like, all right. I said I got that much cash in my back pocket, and all my friends that are in the crowd that are like freaking out too because I'm in fucking handcuffs because I'm a fucking retard. And so they're all collecting money too. They didn't hear me say I got enough money in my back pocket.
Got
Right?
a GoFundMe live going
Yeah.
on.
So, anyways, so the cop gets in my back pocket, counts out 300 and some fucking dollars in cash or whatever, and all my friends hand him the exact same amount of money in cash too. And the owner of the bar's like, "I'm just gonna take it all."
Oh fuck. What
So,
the dick?
anyway, so they take all the fucking money, gets me out of handcuffs, and we go about our fucking merry way.
Did you get to keep the bottle?
I did not get to keep the bottle.
Well, that's
nor-
bullshit. You paid for it.
I know, right? The even more fucked up part of that night was there was a bunch of us, and Ryan, I don't remember if you were in the same hotel room or not, but I believe you were. And feel free to put in the chat if you were in that room or not before I finish out this story, because I'm pretty sure this was the same fucking night that we're all in a hotel room. It's like 6 or 7 of us. And I wake up in the middle of the morning because it's not fucking night. By the time we get back there, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So like 6 a.m. I wake up. Apparently, this is a story I'm being told because I don't remember doing this. But wake up to go piss. And I done so in the corner right next to one of our friends, all over clothes.
Nice.
And then go back to fucking sleep. And what I do remember was waking up when we were actually waking up and getting ready to leave and check out of the hotel room. Go to grab those fucking clothes and they're fucking soaking wet. And I'm like, why in the fuck are these clothes soaking wet? And everybody's like, because you pissed on them in the middle of the fucking night. I'm like, oh, all right. So, not taking that home with me now.
Yeah.
Just fucking left his shit. laying in a goddamn hotel room. I feel sorry for the person who had to go and clean that shit up. But yeah, that was one of the nights I'd done some dumb shit in Columbus, Ohio, and there's plenty more to talk about at some point in life.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny you said that. It kind of reminded me of a story, and I don't know how many. Oh, we've got 6 viewers, and did you notice that Gilligan just popped into the chat too? By the way,
Look at old Brad Doherty.
of course he's
AKA
not
Gilligan.
here. He should be here, helping us tell some of these stories.
Yeah,
right?
Gilligan's going to be one of the guys sitting here chilling at the Storytime YouTube channel, but it is what it is.
So, I can't even remember. I don't think it was for his 21st. He's not in here, so I can kind of tell on him. My little brother.
I think AI tracking's working again.
No, doesn't look like it. We
Maybe not. Yeah, it is.
we take him out.
Yep, AI's working again.
Take him out partying. I take him out and get him drunk. We're hopping all over Muncie. Start out at the Herat. We end up down at the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up at the Chug as well. In between there somehow.
I think I've been to Chuck a couple times.
I'm feeding him everything he'll drink. So, he's drinking everything. We go to the Chug. He actually tries to get into a fight with a big frat guy there.
Hmm.
If you know my little brother, which I don't know that you really know him, he's shorter than I am, just a little guy, but he's pretty built. He did a lot of weightlifting and bodybuilding when he was younger.
Right.
Guy actually spilled beer on me, and my little brother turned the guy around and said, "Hey, you need to apologize to my brother." He was ready to whoop this guy's ass. I thought, man, this is not going to go great. There was only like 2 or 3 of us there, and a whole bar full of these guys. We go down to the end zone, tie a couple on, and then I take them back to his apartment there in Muncie. He's so fucked up, he falls and lands head first on a parking curb. So, all right.
That
The good
happens.
brother that I am, I carry him up into his apartment. A couple of his buddies are up there. They're going to sleep it off. I go back the next morning, and I walk in. One of his buddies is laying on the couch, and I can't find my brother. I'm like, well, where the hell did he go? I go in and I look, and he's in the bathroom. So he's in the bathroom with his pants down.
Oh,
And-
Jesus.
His buddy is half-ass naked in the shower.
Oh, even better.
There's piss everywhere because he tried to piss and apparently had stumbled around and fell over and pissed all over the place.
Right.
He's laying there passed out, his head on his buddy's feet in the shower. Piss everywhere. It was, so you said that he pissed all over the clothes. It just reminded me of that story with my little brother pissing all over the place, drunk as hell.
Well, it seems like liquor and pissing is a thing that happens, right? It sure does. So, Ryan, you want me Dayton, Ohio? I don't know if it's time for Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, it's not time for Dayton, Ohio. I think I don't know. We'll continue to converse until about 9 o'clock, which is about 7 minutes out, just to get it so that we can continue to get a little bit more comfortable with all this. So, but that's going to be kind of the stories that we're going to tell and talk about or whatever. I know 90% of them is going to be the dumb shit that I've done. I'm hoping that all of my friends decide to talk about their dumb shit that they've done too. So I don't feel like the only asshole out there.
I got to be careful though, because in the chat and watching right now, this is my 21-year-old, just turned 21 years old, by the way.
Is that Lucy?
So Luxie there.
Lexi?
That's my just turned 21-year-old son, and then of course my wife.
Right.
So I got to be careful not to
Little buff.
incriminate myself.
Mind erasers.
Yeah.
The name explains
Yeah,
the
that's
trait.
that's what I gave my little brother that night. He got all.
What was
fucked up.
that? What was that drink that we got for that kid at the bar a couple nights ago, or a couple weekends ago, when we were out with Doherty?
Did you get a liquid cocaine?
Liquid cocaine. That's what it
Yeah.
was. That was an interesting night.
They just turned 21.
Right, he had just turned 21. Absolutely. Looks like we lost a couple people. We made it up to 6 though. That's pretty good, I guess. There's a program out there that I got to work on next, and that's what it'll do is take little short clips of the YouTube video that we did, and it'll make like little 15, 20-second clips that we can advertise with, which is why I wanted to get at least a story or two told tonight so that we can try to do that as well. Looks like my hair's all messed up in the back, but that's cool. I don't care. Yes, I did because I fixed it. But this is our interesting thing that we're going to do. Say whatever you want. 22 years. I know you very well.
Yeah, that still ain't gonna happen.
Right. Doherty, you still there?
It sucks it won't show us the people that are actually in.
Well, I'm hoping I can figure out how to show like little pictures and clips up on here too, because
Right.
like the stories I got with fucking Gilligan, there's evidence, right?
Sure, yeah.
There's plenty of
Some
evidence.
of the pictures that you guys, yeah, that'll be fun.
Like when he decided that he wanted to try to give me a piggyback, or
Right,
piggyback ride while we were drunk,
about killed you.
and I'm 6'7", 250 pounds, and he's like 5'0".
5-0.
He's a little. He was a super little fella back then. He looks more like adultish these days.
Right.
He's filled out a
Yeah.
little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's a nice way of saying he's gotten fat.
Yeah. He got fat. Okay. All right. You know what I was trying to say there.
And he's still in there.
But he was super fucking skinny and little back then,
Yeah.
and he's trying to give my
Yeah.
big fat ass a piggyback ride. And then the next thing I know, I go flying or whatever, and it's a whole hospital situation and everything else. But that'll be a story for another time. I'd like to tell that story when Brad's here.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and there'll be plenty when him and Matt are around. And
You're right. Well, I'm pretty happy with the setup. It seems to be working pretty well. Do a little bit more adjustments with the lighting. Got to get that figured out a little bit better.
right.
I'm about tired of buying shit. So, but I mean, in reality, I have this camera. I have the camera that's watching Chris. It's about $200 in those. The OBS AI tracking one was the most expensive one. I think if I were to do it again, I would just buy 2 of these Anchors and call it a good day, because I think they work pretty darn well.
Yeah.
Focusrite little plug-in thing for the microphones. I do have 3 different microphones. We're only using one right now, which is Samson. The 2 Audio Technicas we're not using currently. I plan on using those when we have more guests, people sitting over here. TV on the wall, laptop computer, 32-inch monitor, and a few other things. But I mean, in my opinion, I bought everything minus the 2 cameras that we're using. Hear me out here. At the fucking pawn shop. So other people that decided not to use this stuff for whatever they were using it for
Right.
has now
Right.
become a benefit to us. So
Well,
Brad
they
Doherty,
prob-
nobody needs liquid marijuanas.
I think that's what he was saying that you got for that kid at
The liquid
at the bar a
marijuana.
couple weeks ago.
One more shameless plug. Modelo, thanks for not sponsoring us.
It's like
I'm hoping that at some point in time that somebody will start sponsoring if we start doing that shit. So,
yeah.
all right, friends and family, I think we're getting ready to sign off. I think it went pretty well for the most part, other than the first 10 minutes of setting up. But that was just because we wasn't sure how we wanted to do it, what's going to make the most sense. I mean, it is what it is. So, appreciate everybody logging on, paying attention, giving us some feedback, talking back to us, and hope to see you next time. I think I would like to plan to do this at least every 2 weeks, maybe just once a month for a little while until we get it going.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But we'll go from there. So I'll make an announcement next time on Facebook. Now that we got things a little bit more figured out. I really didn't want 750 people to show up, but
I was kind of hoping for it.
well, I don't know. TikTok.
It'd have been fun.
We might still piss around here for a little bit. Go to TikTok Live and try to do a TikTok Live version of this same thing for a little bit and see if we don't get kicked off live. I'm like that. Wouldn't be my first time.
You
Wouldn't-
smoking and drinking will
Right.
probably get kicked off.
Wouldn't be my first time, that's all I'm saying. All right, so you guys we're going to sign out here in just a moment. As soon as I remember how to, right there it is.